one small example of how when people are disenfranchised and they're not allowed to vote, they're really denied services. The community of Watts, it's not a very large community, mixed between predominantly Latino and African American, and it's middle income, lower middle income. They are cut into 3 different Senate districts. So what happens is that when they have a big problem, small example, in 2003 there was this freak hailstorm that came through and flooded out dozens of houses to the point where, you know, it's a mini New Orleans where, you know, the community literally had to rebuild from scratch, and a lot of people had to move out of their houses and were looking for emergency support and emergency housing. And when they went looking to their state senators for some help, the state senators said, well, you know what? There's only a couple hundred in my district. And then they would go next door to the next senator because their community was cut into 3 pieces, and that senator would say, oh, you only have a couple hundred in my district. And each time they would get ping-ponged between one district and another, because not only did those state senators know how many people were in their district from that community, they also knew that this community didn't vote in as high numbers as other neighborhoods did. And so in their minds, the calculus was, do I need to pay attention? Well, there's not a big political downside to letting this problem slide and focusing on other communities where there's high voter turnout. And so what happened was that the community of Watts went for a very long time without federal assistance, without state assistance, and it took a lot of community mobilization just to get some attention for something that I think across the board everybody said, you know, was a very dire emergency and really needed to have immediate response.